Hi guys, I'm Phil O'Neill from Australia and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to show you how I work on Nessun Dorma. This is one of my favourite tracks from my album, The Operatic Trumpet. You can find it on all streaming services. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you don't have a copy of Nessun Dorma, I will leave a link, an affiliate link in the description for where you can get the copy that I use, the arrangement that I use frequently when I perform this. Nessun Dorma is an aria out of the opera Turandot. It was really made famous by the baritone Pavarotti. And since then, it's kind of been really popular amongst like every instrument that we ever play. Being a trumpet player, we are very versatile, so we can play high, loud, fast, slow, whatever you want, musical, beautiful sound, everything you can think of, trumpet can do it. So, being typical trumpet players, we like to take music from everybody else, and we've taken this aria. Technically, there's not a lot in this aria for us to play. So basically we need to think about phrasing, we need to think about dynamics, we need to think about tuning, we need to think about a good sound. So today I'm just going to kind of highlight how I think about phrasing for the piece, and once you've had a listen to how I talk about it, I'll demonstrate it, but go and check out my album, the link's in the description, and you can go and hear how it pieces together with the piano. This piece, I use a lot of rubato. Now, in opera music especially, rubato is, like, there's a lot of rubato. Rubato is when we push the tempo and pull the tempo, and we move it around quite a lot. But be mindful, you want to make sure that when you do use vibrato, you can still have a bit of rhythmic integrity. So don't go too overboard, and try to make sure that if you slow down, you give the speed back again. So you have to speed up again at some other point. This section here, I kind of move around the most, right? I tend to be on the slower side than the faster side, but I still have two notes, at notes, and from notes, okay? So this first phrase, beep, 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 I'm going through the first two notes, and the at note is the last note at the top. So dee, dee, at, then come away. Then I do the same thing for the next same three notes, the next bar. So there's a very slight crescendo through the quaver, quaver, semiquaver, then the get to the loudest dynamic only slightly for the minim, and then I come back again. Now the second phrase, my at note is the D on beat 4. So every note before that is leading into that D, and then every note after that is coming away from that. And you can hear how I do that. I do that with volume, so I get slightly faster, so that D on the beat 4 is the loudest note that I play. But the other thing that I do is I actually double dot that note so that I delay the semiquaver or 16th note as I come away from that note. So I actually hold it a little bit longer as well. Then in bar 5, we have the B, B flat, F sharp, G. That I kind of see as finishing off that previous phrase while starting the next phrase. Then the next phrase is a bit more important, so stepping it up a bit as well. So you can hear there how we have the same phrase shape, and we just repeat it twice. Pretty simple with that melody in like what we would call the verse. Then when we get to bar 10 is essentially a new theme, and it's a bit more important, so we want to step up the volume. So you can see here we've gone up to mezzo forte. I also bring the temp up a little bit as well, and I try to the phrasing's a little bit longer here as well. So that essentially is how I see as one phrase. That whole section I treat as one phrase, but there are little segments within that one phrase. So bar 10 and 11 is one little segment in that phrase, and I'm aiming for the E on beat 4 in bar 10. You can hear how every note in the lead up to beat 4 is gradually getting louder and more stronger into beat 4. Beat 4 is the most important note, and then I come away after that note there. I repeat that again, same phrase shape. Once again, the tenuto on beat 4 in bar 12, that's where I'm aiming for. But then when I get to bar 13, the last 3 quavers are leading up to the A in bar 14. That is the most important part. That bar 14 is the most important part of this section. And then finish off that phrase with the pause on the E. So you can see how that whole section there, it's one big phrase, is, in my opinion, it's one big phrase with smaller phrases and like peaks and troughs in the way up to that big phrase that climaxes in bar 14. And that's pretty much all there is to all of Nessun Dorma. It's a really simple melody, really simple tune. If you play with that kind of shape for the whole thing, that kind of phrasing with your good sound, your good intonation, then the whole piece just kind of comes together. It's beautifully written. So now you've got these two, theme 1 phrase and theme 2 phrase. The only thing you have to do is theme 2 keeps going through to the end of the aria, but we have to grow more because we actually finish the aria at the highlight. So the finish of the aria is the strong point. So same shape, same phrasing, but just growing to a higher climax. Once again, being an aria, I like to use a lot of vibrato on this kind of music because opera singers use a lot of vibrato. So listen to my recording of it, and that's a bit more trumpet approach, but also listen to singers. Listening to singers, playing along with singers, emulating singers, thinking in that lyrical style and that operatic style at all times. It's pretty much how I approach it. If you would like the sheet music for the arrangement I use a lot in for Nessun Dorma, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description. There's a link to my recording on my album, The Operatic Trumpet, also there. So go and check that out. Next week, we're going to come back with On With the Motley. This one's about a clown. Really fantastic aria. Beautiful song, lots involved in that one there. So come back next week and we'll work on with the Motley together, and I'll show you where you can get the sheet music for that one too. As always, I'm Phil O'Neill from Australia, and happy practicing.